before working with Emily, how I felt and physically looked. So physically looked, I would say a few kgs more than I am today. So I've lost, I think, 6 kgs at this point by actually enjoying my food more, which is amazing. But I think it's the getting tired of every morning waking up and telling yourself, today I'm going to do better, and then at the end of the day messing it up again. So I will tell you, I think one thing that probably holds people back, it's two things. It is one, the cost, obviously. This program, I mean, let's not deny it, it's not a very cheap program. But one, if I look at the cost of what I was spending on stuff to binge on, right? To run to the bakery. Croissants aren't cheap in Switzerland, I can tell you. So if I would make that sum of things, I would eat, that's one thing. But you get back so much more from it. So yes, there's a financial investment, but the return on investment is huge because everything that I just mentioned, the freedom I got, but also where I am now in my life, and the progress I've made in my life in just a few months. I don't think it's a coincidence that we started working together, and then, all these changes came. And I know that there's a part of my personality that's very well in dealing with all of this, but I don't think, no, I don't think, I know I would not have thrived as much in this situation without you, because my friends are all like, oh, you're thriving in India, and they think it's India, but it's also because of the tools I got to come here, right, and to deal with everything. So that's the one thing. And I think the second thing that will hold them back is because, I've spoken to people, and they're like, no, but that's not going to work for me. They think they'll gain weight. They think they can't eat carbs, because they're special like me, right? Like they're an exception. That's really the word I wanted to use. And they can't eat normal, like normal people, because there's something wrong with us. And I think for them, the message is like, no, there's nothing wrong with you. They're not an exception. And yes, in the beginning, it's going to be scary, but at some point you know that you have it all in you. We are human beings, and it's a natural ability to understand what it means to be hungry, to feel full.
Do you see yourself 3 years from now, a year from now, 10 years from now, no longer binging?
Oh yes. I could never go back to being that person. And I feel like the two instances that I mentioned before, this one time where I had a really tough day and I really had a binge urge, but then even like the Monday 2 days ago where it wasn't a binge urge, but I was trying to like energize myself with sugar, right? In those moments, it wasn't very hard to make the right decision. So there is not one part of my body that could go back to that. And